This show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 676. Hello, it's Mike Matthews, broadcasting from the last place on Earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today, Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster, plus it's the finale of my Into an Interview with singer-songwriter JIGGLEY JONES. And there was one more award show that took place, and I hope this is the last one for the year. I'm praying. Mike's Daily Podcast. And last show, John Deere, the engineer, created an amazing machine. I'm just saying. Mike's Daily Podcast. I hate that expression. Just saying. People use it way too much. Anyway, John Deere created a 3D photo viewing machine that was simply fantastic until it malfunctioned and I was being strangled by snakes. Do you know what I really enjoy? Several cakes put into my mouth at one time. Really. Mike's Daily Podcast. That was a reach, lyrically. But I want to thank you for listening to the show. So, Mike's Daily. Here we go. Podcast. I can't wait to, talk. Okay, well, now I'm talking, and I wanted to say right off the bat, kind of start off the show on a bit of a sad note. And that's a really sad note. And I would like to just say that the reason for this show in the first place is because of a man that was an inspiration to so many people, and sadly he passed away. And I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy. His name, well, you've heard of his work. Tony the Tiger. They're great. He's done that for many years now. His name is Lee Marshall, and sadly he passed away. I'm just completely in shock hearing this news. He inspired me in so many ways. When I used to do a show similar to this in Ventura County, California, I did it for 11 years called the Santa Fe Cafe, where I did a lot of the characters that you hear on the show. He was always so, motivational. He would say to me, Mike, or actually I was going by Matt then. I flipped my name around. I was Matt Michaels back then. And he would say, Matt, actually, he always greeted me with a mock sort of strange, I don't know what it was. He almost sounded like a rabbi. He'd be like, Matt Man, something like that. Hello, Matt Man. First off, he had an amazing deep voice, which you remember from hearing the Tony the Tiger commercials, and he was also the narrator on quite a few episodes of the VeggieTales show. Anyway, he told me that one of the characters he really loved the most was Shelley Shuhart. He thought that she was hilarious, and while my boss was telling me, no, you need to do more impressions, forget about the characters you made up. No one cares about those. Go with the ones that people know. Do like your Sean Connery impression, your Bill Clinton impression. And it was Lee Marshall that said to me, oh, screw that. You're going to be known for the characters that you make up. The things that come off the top of your head, because that's you. That's nobody else can do that. Like the guy, Dan Castaneda, who does Homer. He came up with that voice. No one will be able to do the Homer voice the way he does it. And that's why he makes so much money. Lee, I can't believe he's gone. I'm just completely in shock. I dedicate this show. No, I don't want to dedicate this show because it could never be good enough to be dedicated to him. But I will say that this whole thing that I do is a great deal because of Lee Marshall. And as the great Greg Proops says, Lee is up there in the heavens, spinning in the heavens, making the world a better place with his beautiful harmonic, low bass sounds that emanated from his vocal cords. He is up there in heaven. He's talking, he's speaking, and the voice shall never be silenced. And in my mind, and all the great stories that he told me, all the interesting behind the scenes of the stuff he did with the World Wrestling Federation and all those things, those stories are going to stick in my mind forever. And we had so many conversations about TV. the TV shows we both liked were like the Larry Sanders Show and Northern Exposure, and we talk about those shows ad infinitum. Lee, I'm going to miss you, and I am so sad today hearing of your passing, and I'll never forget you. So, let us get on with the show, for Lee would appreciate that. And look who is walking in now. Oh, and he liked this lady quite a bit. Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
What were y'all talking about?
People that inspire us, disgruntled fiddle player. Who inspires you?
Well, let's see. It would have to be Selena Gomez.
Okay, that's interesting and creepy on many levels.
Yeah, well, I want y'all to know that she is quite talented.
Well, that's interesting that you bring that up because Radio Disney did their awards, and, well, she was a big winner. And since we're going to talk about Radio Disney, we have to talk in this kind of a voice. Hey, kids! Ringing bells. Yay, it's Radio Disney. Radio. How many other lame sound effects do I have? Hey, yesterday we had the Radio Disney Awards at the No-Ka Theater in Los Angeles. And Selena walked away with Song of the Year for the song Come and Get It. Best song to dance to with Birthday. And she was the most talked about artist. Yeah, okay, that's awesome such. Oh, look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Oh, boy.
And what root beer did you make today and that you're pouring for us right now?
Mike, I am pouring the delicious root beer I made in honor of Selena Gomez. Oh, boy.
Okay, that's both interesting and creepy on so many levels.
Try the root beer.
All right. This is good. It's a little nappy. Sort of like the hair that James Franco had in that movie that Selena Gomez was in with him that came out about a year ago.
Yeah, that one had all the women from the Disney Channel acting like sluts. Oh, boy.
You have your finger on the pulse of pop culture, don't you?
Not at all.
Other top winners at this Disney Radio Disney thingy were One Direction for Best Music Group. And I have to say, I like the new One Direction. We're starting to play that song on the station I work part-time for, KKIQ. The new one, The Story of My Life. I like that one. It's kind of a Mumford & Sons meets the Disney Channel kind of thing. And I know maybe those are two things that repel you more than anything else in this world. Disney Channel and Mumford & Sons. But somehow I like it. Also, Justin Timberlake, he got Best Male Artist. And most likely to leave that, what's that girl's name? For a future ex-Disney star. And that would have been funny if I could remember. What's the girl he's with? Jessica Biel. Is that it? Jennifer Biel? Wait, no, that's Flashdance. Demi Lovato also got Best Female Artist, Fifth Harmony. And I don't even want to know what that is. But if you feel like telling me who they are with a shrieking voice, a shrieking, screaming, yay voice, like the kind I would hear at one of their concerts, please feel free. Becky G got Best New Artist. Don't know who that is either. And that just only goes to show I am like 5 times the age of the person that listens to Radio Disney. Fan voting began in late February through the Radio Disney's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram profiles. Hey, let's do that too. If they do it, why can't we do it? Let's have the Mike's Daily Podcast Awards, and we'll give out awards to the people that we love the most, okay? You come up with the categories, and you come up with who wins. Email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Because if Radio Disney can do it, we can do it, right? Yeah! Sound effects Radio Disney. Whoa! Ow! Mike's Daily Podcast Awards. So send me your award nominees and what the awards they're nominated to, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com, and I'll just go ahead and say that and know that no one is going to write me. I am completely fine with that. My inspiration, Lee Marshall, would say, Met Men, Just let it go. Move on. It's no big deal. Keep doing the voices that you created on your own. The ones that are in my head. Hey, might as well make use of them, right? The voices in your head. And you know, they're lonely. Like those peanuts that talk to you when you go to the bar and they're talking to you and they're telling you, you're doing a great job. You're doing awesome. You keep at it. Don't give up. And you know what kind of, peanuts those are? Those are complimentary. Radio Disney. So what do you think? Who's going to win? Oh, come up with the awards and all that thing. MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. And there's the website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. A phenomenal spot where you can find the iTunes. The iTunes link is there, Benita the Rodeo Queen. I can't wait to check it out. I don't even know what an iTunes is. Is it like some kind of a song that you put on your eyeball? No. Is it like a song you can hear through your eyeball? No. I think, wouldn't that be a song for your eyeball would be a music video, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh, you just blew my mind. I don't know what we were talking about. And then there's also links to we're on Facebook. Like the Facebook page, and when I post a new show, share it with your friends so more people find out about us. And there's links to where to find us on Twitter, YouTube, Yelp, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Stitcher. We're on Mixcloud. Oh, and we also have Mike's Daily Podcast Radio. You can listen to that through the website, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And there's also the Amazon deal of the day. Click on that and buy something, and that helps us out. We get a little percentage of that, and you get a great percentage off the normal price through the Amazon deal of the day. That's at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, as well as the blog and the daily podcast picture.
Into an interview.
Okay.
I'm speaking with Jiggly Jones. We spoke last year around this time, and I refresh our memories. What was it that made? How did that name come about? Is what I'm asking.
That's it's just a nickname I've had for over 15 years or so. It got stuck to me at a party one time. I was playing in a band up in New York, and I don't know, that name or that word was floating around the party, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, I was called Jiggly. Everybody thought it was funny. I was a little skeptical as to whether I thought I should laugh at it or wonder what it was about. But there was no special meaning to it or anything like that. And when I brought this project to light in 2007, I figured it'd be better than using my real name, which is Brian, which could be a little boring, I guess. Jiggly seems to be something that people like, so I stuck with that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you stuck with it. And you grew up in Pennsylvania?
Yes. Hmm?
How is that? How's Pennsylvania? It's cold?
A sort of a conservative area. I live right near where the Amish people are from, where it starts. This is the furthest east they are. They spread out into the Midwest, like through Ohio and stuff. It's a big tourist area. I live in a county called Chester County, which is very historical as far as the Revolutionary War goes. It's about an hour's drive west of Philadelphia and maybe 45 minutes from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's cool. It's the topography is really neat. You got all the seasons, so you get the variety there. But it's I've lived other places. I've lived in LA. I've lived in New York. I came back home after those travels and married who was my next door neighbor growing up. So we live 3 miles from where I grew up, or where we both grew up right now.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's a far cry different than LA.
Yeah, it sure is.
Oh, nice. And you worked on MTV soundtracks for what was really the golden age of MTV reality TV. You had the Dennis Rodman Show, Cindy Crawford's House of Style, Road Rules. You did some music for those shows?
Yeah, the band that I was in up in New York, where I got the name from, we happened to know somebody at MTV at the time, and she would give us a heads up when they were looking for new soundtrack stuff. So we would send them our demo stuff, and they would take pieces of that and put it in different video releases and stuff, like Dennis Rodman and Cindy Crawford, and I guess one of the episodes of Road Rules or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was. We didn't make any money off of it. It was just basically free promotion for us, and it was sort of like background noise, basically. But
yeah,
it was pretty cool. It was exciting.
And someone's watching one of those shows now.
Maybe.
And hearing your music.
On a VCR, right?
That's right. Oh, that was such good quality equipment, VCRs.
Right. So we thought, right?
And you were a member of a band called Q.
That was that band, yes.
Oh, okay. I was in a band called Miss Q.
All right. So that'd be MISQUE?
See, but we spelt it MISS and then the letter Q.
Oh, okay.
Like if you were a woman and your last name was Quentin or Quincy.
Right.
So you'd be Miss Q if you were abbreviating it. That band lasted all of like 3 days, I think. That was, but wow, we share a letter. So
yeah, a cool letter too. That's why we used Q, because we thought that was a really cool letter. So
it is. It's wonderful. It's a circle with a spear through it.
Yeah,
or a little spear, a dagger. And the first single from your album, A Mountain of Struggle, A Tunnel of Light, is Walk on Me, and this is out now.
Yes, it's available on iTunes as a single.
And tell me about this song, Jiggly Jones.
This is another one I brought back from the past. I had done this in a band years ago. It was more rock style music, and I rewrote it. I slowed it down. I made it acoustic and changed the key of the song. Excuse me, and brought it back out. I always thought it was a really good, solid progression with the melody and stuff. So I didn't want to let it go. And the label decided, ironically, that should be the single. So, and the video is based off of that also, is that song. And I'm real happy with the way it came out.
Oh, good. And that can be seen at jigglyjones.com.
Yes.
The video.
Yep.
Wow. So, Lamond Records in Nashville is the record label that you're on.
Yes.
Excellent. And so let's play the song Walk on Me. Jiggly, and I keep saying jiggly. I really pronounce that L. Some people,
it's the California way of saying it.
Jiggly. Jiggly. Is it like more jig, like you're dancing a jig?
Sure. Jiggly.
Jiggly. All right, I'll work on that. So let's make this a yearly thing, since this has been the second time and it fell around the same time. So this will be officially Jiggly Jones Day.
Okay.
And we'll interview you in the future and find out what other things you're doing.
Hopefully by next year I'll be real happy about things.
Yes! Definitely. Well, you should be happy about your music because it sounds great. And Jiggly, thanks for being on the show. Here's Walk on Me on Mike's Daily Podcast.
Thanks, Mike.
Walk on me, Jiggly Jones. As we go outside the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, California. Big thank you out to Jiggly for letting me play some music off of his new album before it comes out. And don't forget, it is hitting your store May 6th. Actually, your website, your, iTunes and so forth. Go to jigglyjones.com to pick up his entire album May 6th.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The picture is of, when I've been thinking a lot about places that yesterday's show, I was talking about all the pictures that I've taken and how my ex-wife used to go, "Oh my God, you're taking another picture? Why?" And I'm glad that I took so many pictures, and I'm looking through all the photos, and I'm like, oh, cool, there's some neat places that I've been, and one of them was Savannah, Georgia. And I went there because my ex-wife wanted to go, and I ended up having a fantastic time. We went to the beach, we walked around downtown, which is beautiful, and then we checked out this fort. Fort Pulaski is an amazing, it's so well kept. It's still got big cannon holes in the side of it that tell a story about the Civil War and the war that went on and all the things that took place there. Like one of the first missiles that when they shot it out of the cannon, it was like it shot out like a corkscrew and it would drill and just do total devastation. It was amazing, some of the things that took place at that fort. And if you're ever in Savannah, it's just outside. You got to go towards the Atlantic, and then it's kind of near the Atlantic Ocean there. Fantastic. Go and check it out if you ever get the chance and you're in Savannah, Georgia. It's a beautiful spot, and there's a cool picture there. Nice green grass. It was a beautiful day, quite humid, as it usually is in the South in the summertime. Quite humid. But you know what? What you lose in sweat, you make up for in fun times. I don't think they should use that as the slogan. Anyway, see that picture at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com.
Mike, I want to tell y'all that I really don't know who Selena Gomez is. I was just kind of pulling names out of there. My big, the number one idol that I have is Dolly Parton, because she's so beautiful. Her hair is so big, and so are her records.
Yeah, Mike, we listen to her cassettes over and over again because she sings so beautiful. She's got a voice like a nightingale. Yes, she does. It's amazing how, Islands in the Stream with Kenny Rogers. That was such a big hit in 1984. And at that point, I heard that song the other day, and I'm like, wow, she was really big in the 80s. Forget about your Madonnas and Pat Benetars and other females of huge renown from the 80s. There was Dolly Parton. She had a bunch of big pop hits. And I'm using the word big a lot with Dolly Parton. Pardon me. And then she kicked off the 90s with Whitney Houston covering her big song, I'll Always Love You. That was big, too. Anyway, thanks for bringing that up, Disgruntled Fiddle Player. You set me off on another tangent.
What are you talking about? You're a tangential man.
I'm a tangential man. Thank you. Tomorrow, we will bring you the return of the much-loved segment, Do You Know Dat? Plus, we'll hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Mike, did you enjoy my Selena Gomez root beer?
Yeah, but there's a big copyright infringement being slapped on you right now.
I don't feel anything. Ow, ow, ouch, ow. That hurt.
Yeah, copyright infringements usually do.
I hate Disney.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.